Hi, I'm Kate Mantello from Evolve Holistic Healing. I'm a master crystal therapist with 10 years healing experience, and I offer internationally recognised crystal healing courses all around the world. Today I'm going to be showing and talking to you about crystal charges, also known as crystal points. Now, when we're performing a crystal healing session on a client, we can use crystal points or charges to greatly enhance the session and to maximize the flow of energy along the lines of the body. Now, the three crystal types we'll be looking at today are citrine, amethyst, and clear quartz. All of these crystals come in naturally formed points, and when I'm working, I always prefer to choose natural points over manually shaped ones. Now, these naturally formed points can come in a wide range of sizes, ranging from quite large, that's a large citrine point that I use as a wand, right through to very small. So here we can see a smaller one there. Now, the ones that we'll be working with today will be the smallish size ones. So we're looking at about 2 to 3 centimeters long. And here's an amethyst. And I'll show you how to place them on the body in conjunction with a full chakra crystal layout to cleanse, charge, and align the chakras. Now, what we'll need to get started are 8 chakra crystals, and these will be placed on the corresponding chakra points of the body. In addition to that, you'll need 7 natural point charges. So we're talking about the size that I showed you earlier, about 2 to 3 centimeters long. I'm going to be working with clear quartz points, but feel free to use amethyst or citrine if that's what you have on hand. I'm just going to show you using a close-up how we actually work the wands in conjunction with the charges to enhance or draw out the flow of energy. Now, I'm going to be showing you 3 main techniques working with charges. The first one is how to incorporate charges into a chakra layout. So I'm going to place 3 chakra crystals here. I've got rose quartz for the heart, I've got yellow calcite for the solar plexus, and I've got some sunstone here which goes at the sacral chakra. So we're just going to pretend that they've been placed on a client. I'm just going to demonstrate 3 different ways that we can work with charges on the body during a chakra layout. Now, the first one I'm going to show you is how to use the charges in between chakra crystals and in between the chakra points of the body when you're performing a chakra cleanse or charge. Now, if you haven't already watched my earlier videos where I demonstrate how to perform a chakra cleanse and charge, then I do suggest you do that before watching this video, as this does follow on from that step. Now, how we use charges during a cleanse is by placing them in between the chakra crystals along the central line of the body. And because when we're cleansing the chakras, we draw the energy downwards towards the base or the root chakra, we want the quartz points to be facing down, because as a rule, where the point goes, energy flows. So what we do, we cleanse doing a anti-clockwise or counterclockwise direction over the chakra, and the movement is exactly the same as what we've practiced so far. We just draw it downwards along the body like that. So we don't actually incorporate any different movements for this particular layout. All we've done is by placing the quartz charges in between the chakra points, we're just providing a more effective energetic highway, if you will, for the energy to flow downwards, because those quartz charges carry that flow of energy downwards in a much more efficient way than not having them there. And then we move on down the chakras, drawing downwards. Once we've moved through all of the chakras and we've completed the cleanse, then what you can do is actually flip all of those little quartz charges around so they're facing upwards. Now, it's actually really common to find quartz charges that are double terminated. Let me see if I've got one here. I don't have one on hand as a sample, but a double, oh, there we go. A double terminated, can you see that? A double terminated point or charger is one that has a natural point at both ends. So clear quartz chargers very commonly come in a double terminated form, and I really highly recommend them for doing this layout in particular because you don't have to flip them around then. The points are automatically facing both directions. But if yours are only single terminated, that's fine. All you need to do is flip them around after you've done the cleanse, and then you can move on to the charging part. So what we do is do the same action in reverse. So we're moving in a clockwise direction when we're cleansing, when we're charging a chakra, clockwise direction, and drawing it upwards towards the crown. Around clockwise and drawing it up towards the crown. And those clear quartz charges will just enhance that energy flow. So that is using charges in a chakra cleanse and charge. So the next type of use I'll show you is how to energize or draw energy in towards a specific chakra point. Now, where this might be appropriate is if you're working on a client who needs specific attention and focus on a certain chakra. So that might be the heart chakra for somebody whose emotional needs are not being met. It could be at the solar plexus chakra for somebody who really needs a good healthy dose of self-esteem and self-love in that area. So I'm going to go with my yellow quartz crystal. Let's assume this is on the solar plexus chakra. And what we're doing is really enhancing and channeling extra energy into this chakra point, filling it up with lots of abundance and self-confidence and happiness and positivity. Now, what I'm doing with my quartz points is because I want the flow of energy to channel inwards towards that chakra point, is I'm placing them all around the crystal facing in, like that. So we can do this on the client's body. And then what we're doing, we're moving the wand in a clockwise direction when we're charging or energizing a chakra. So that's the flow direction that we're going to go with. But in addition to simply spiraling in this direction, what we're going to do is draw lines along each of those points. Can you see me drawing lines along the points? And that's just drawing that energy inwards towards that chakra point, in and continuing the flow. Drawing it in and continuing the flow. And that's just amplifying all of that energy flow to the solar plexus chakra. Now you can do this for as long as you feel you need to. You can do it with 4 charges, you can do it with 20 charges, it's up to you. I tend not to work with more than about 6 charges on each chakra point, simply because I find it gets a bit tricky then to stop them from rolling around and bumping into each other. And also because I work with my hands on the body, in direct contact with the body quite a lot, I find that the more and bulkier the crystals, the harder it is for me to use my hands around them. So I tend to stick with a minimal amount of crystals, but I choose them very carefully. All of my crystals are excellent quality, and I feel like I get a maximum effect from the minimum amount of crystals on the body. The last demonstration I'll show you with using the charges is similar to the one that we just did. However, this time we're going to place the charges facing outwards, remembering where the point goes, energy flows. So if you think about a situation where you would want to draw energy away from a certain chakra point, you might think of situations like pain. If you've got a crystal placed, it doesn't even have to be on a chakra point, but any point of the body where there might be a lot of pain, you could place the charges on those parts of the body to draw the pain outwards. I often use this outward kind of charger motion around the top of the head of a person who might be very stressed or is prone to overthinking things, and that will help draw the energy outwards from the body and draw out all of those busy thoughts. So let's place these around my solar plexus facing outwards. So this might be suitable for a person who has a lot of self-doubt, who has issues with self-esteem, and we really want to draw out all of those self-sabotaging thoughts and feelings. So this time we go anti-clockwise because we're cleansing or drawing out. So we go anti-clockwise with the spiraling, and we're drawing out along the line of each of those points. Out, moving around the circle. It doesn't really matter if you work in a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction as we move around the circle from point to point, as long as your spiraling action is in an anti-clockwise direction or counterclockwise. So we're spiraling counterclockwise and drawing out. And as we're doing this, we're visualizing all of those non-serving thoughts, all of those heavy feelings, the pain, the sadness being drawn out of the body. Healing is just as much about intention as anything else. So you as the therapist have to bring your best intention to the table every time. Thank you again for stopping by today. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today. If you have any questions, please email me at kate@evolvehealing.net. I aim to get back to all inquiries and questions within 24 to 48 hours to allow for any international time difference. And finally, if you're ready to take your healing journey to the next level, please check out my internationally accredited crystal healing courses. They range from basic right through to practitioner level courses, and they are recognised in 26 countries worldwide.